What's up, motherfuckers? I'm not gonna waste your time with some corny introduction. Here's a video giving 3 reasons Dragon Ball Super is loved, and Dragon Ball GT is hated. And the first reason DBS is loved is fan service. DBS is filled with fan service. Every arc has it, and almost any major or minor characters get some screen time to appease their fans. Unnecessary fan service and ass-pulls have all been shown throughout DBS since the beginning. With a few examples being, the new Saiyans going Super Saiyan, after being told about a tingly feeling in their backs. Kale stealing Broly's design. And making it worse. Frieza coming back. Again. And again. Master Roshi fighting off Galactic Warriors. An evil Goku. Vegeto's fusion timing out, even though it uses the fusion earrings. And stupidly powerful characters, who are powerful, just for the sake of being powerful, because that's what fanboys like. And the many ass-pull transformations. In fact, Dragon Ball Super has introduced 8 new Super Saiyan transformations. Yes, you heard me right, 8 new Super Saiyan transformations. Those include Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Blue times Kaioken, Super Saiyan Rose, Super Saiyan Rage, Super Saiyan Berserker, Ultra Instinct, and Mastered Ultra Instinct. Holy shit, that's a lot of forms for one series. But who cares? The fanboys eat this shit up. They don't care about build-up or technique at all. It's just about flashy shit and power-ups. And the worst things about all these new transformations is none of them look that good, there's no originality, and they all suck at fighting. Super Saiyan Blue is just a recolor of Super Saiyan 1. Super Saiyan Rose is just a recolor of Super Saiyan 1. Super Saiyan Rage is just Super Saiyan 1, with some blue shit around it. Super Saiyan Berserker is just a disgrace to Broly. And Ultra Instinct is just base form Goku with a new aura, and Mastered is just Danny Phantom. The original Super Saiyan God form is the only one that gets a pass. It's simple, but it's a good kind of simple. It was also the first new transformation in Dragon Ball Power Rangers. So that helps its case. But what's even worse about these new forms, is that, they're all just used to sell merchandise. None of these fucking forms won major fights in the show. Super Saiyan God couldn't beat Beerus. Super Saiyan Rage couldn't finish off Zamasu. Super Saiyan Berserker was just merchandising. And Kale got eliminated anyways. Super Saiyan Rose was just merchandising. And Zamasu is pointless anyways. Ultra Instinct and Mastered Ultra Instinct was just merchandising. And neither could defeat Jiren. The only form that managed to beat anybody was Super Saiyan Blue, which defeated Frieza. But that's nothing special, seeing as Goku has done that several times at this point. He did it in Z and GT. And even Super Saiyan Blue times Kaioken couldn't defeat Hit. These new forms are all fucking pointless. But none of that matters to these fanboys. They just want more and more transformations, they don't care if they're good or not. And that's why the writers of Super constantly give out fan service. Because the fanboys are very gullible. Dragon Ball GT on the other hand, really doesn't give out fan service at all. Which is why many people dislike it. People wanted to see female Super Saiyans. GT had other plans. People wanted to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. GT had other plans. People wanted to see other characters get some development. GT had other plans. This is one of the reasons some of the fandom dislikes GT. And I agree, they could have added some of this to the show. However, unlike Super, GT was actually trying to tell a fucking story. Would have liked to see a Super Saiyan Pan too. But what reason would she have to do so? Nothing would have been able to push her to reach Super Saiyan. I'd also have liked to see a Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, but what's the point? Most of the villains in GT were either on par, or stronger than Super Saiyan 4. Why the hell would Vegeta want to master Super Saiyan 3, when he would just end up getting his ass kicked by the stronger characters? Also, GT should have shown other characters more development than Goku. GT was kind of doing this at the beginning of the series, but towards the end, it was all Goku. But even with all this being said, I'll take GT's simplicity and lack of fan service, over Super's ridiculous bullshit ass pulls any day. Plus GT only introduced one new transformation, and one new fusion. The next reason Super is loved is all of the hype. When GT ended over here in America, we wouldn't have any new Dragon Ball for over a decade. The only thing that held fans over, was the late dubbed movies, and the video games. But fans were desperate for more Dragon Ball. Some even went as far to create their own fan-made Dragon Ball series online. But in 2013, we got Battle of Gods, which was the first main Dragon Ball movie in a decade. The movie was alright, but was highly successful. Resurrection F would follow Battle of Gods. It wasn't as good, but was also a huge success. This led into the announcement of Dragon Ball Super. The hype was real. A new Dragon Ball series in over a decade. Even I was hyped. But as Super went on, more and more people were becoming critical of it. And some even downright hating it. Which it deserves. But, with criticism, comes praise. And Super received a lot of that. There are tons of reaction videos of Super episodes, where people are losing their fucking mind over a beam struggle. A fucking beam struggle. Have these people never watched Dragon Ball Z? Beam struggle are nothing new. But Super fans absolutely love everything Super does. And if anyone is critical of it, they get attacked for it. That's kind of the reason I'm making this video and comparing it to GT. If more people were critical of Super, the writers wouldn't get away with so much of the crap they put out. You don't have to prize everything Super does, just because you like the show. It's one thing to be a fan, and a fanboy. Just look at Geekdom 101 last Super review. He received hefty backlash for pointing out its flaws. And these fucking fanboys were losing their minds. To me, Super is loved by the majority of the fandom and casuals just for existing. People were so desperate for their Dragon Ball fix, they'll accept anything. That's why I think Super is loved so much. Because it's cool and acceptable to like DBS, and not be critical of it, or hate it. For GT is different. GT came out right after Dragon Ball Z, and had to follow it. That's not easy for any show. And the writers of GT really wanted it to be separate from Z. Which was a mistake to me. They could have just made GT an extra 3 seasons of Z. But oh well. But like I said, GT had to follow Dragon Ball Z. That would be hard for any sequel. And it's obvious, because Super can't even capture what DBZ had. And it came out almost 20 years later. GT having the follow right after DBZ, is like being the new face of the Chicago Bulls after Michael Jordan left. Also, GT came out in the late 90s and early 2000s. There was no social media or YouTube to promote the show. So you had to rely on your friends' opinions. And most of the people who say they don't like GT, probably weren't even alive when it came out, and haven't seen it. And the last reason Dragon Ball Super is loved, and Dragon Ball GT is hated is Akira Toriyama. The Dragon Ball fandom is absolutely obsessed with this man. Never have I seen a series held up to such standards because of one man's involvement. I think I need to correct an error I made earlier. I didn't mean to say Dragon Ball Super fanboys. I meant to say Toriyama fanboys. Toriyama fanboys will denounce anything if Toriyama didn't write it. In a Toriyama fanboy's mind, this is how they think. Fusion Reborn is a pretty good movie. Doesn't matter Toriyama didn't write it. Bardock is a cool character. Doesn't matter, Toriyama didn't draw it. Do you see how stupid that sounds? Toriyama fanboys have even went as far as to create their own fake anime canon. Yes, that's right, I said it. The C word. The truth is fanboys. There is no canon in Dragon Ball's anime. I'm not gonna get into why. I'll save that for a later video. But this is how idiotic these fanboys are. Take Broly for example. If you even bring up Broly in a Dragon Ball discussion online, these fanboys will attack you and constantly bring up how he is not canon. To me, that doesn't mean anything. Broly is a badass dude. And has a badass design. Oh, and did you know who designed Broly? Yes, that's right fanboys. Your Lord and Savior Akira Toriyama designed Broly. Yes, he did not write the Broly movie. But guess what fanboys? Toriyama is only human. He cannot do all of this by himself. You can't expect him to design all the characters, and write all the stories by himself. He needs Toei Animation's help with that. Without Toei, there wouldn't even be a Dragon Ball anime. Which leads me into why Super is loved strictly because of Toriyama's involvement. Even though, Toriyama doesn't even write the Super anime. I'm really not trying to stretch this video out and explain to you fanboys the difference between anime and manga canons. If one of the reasons you love Dragon Ball Super's anime is because of Toriyama's involvement, then let me tell you this, he does not write the anime, and you need to look up the definition of source material. That's one of the main reasons GT is hated. And to me, that is one of the worst reasons to hate an anime, because of someone's involvement. Dragon Ball GT is far from great, but it's not bad. Trust me, when I tell you, I've seen some bad anime. But Toriyama is not some world-renowned writer you goofs. He hasn't come out with anything great since Dragon Ball's manga. Stop worrying about Toriyama, and focus on who is actually writing the show, Toei Animation. But that's this video. I probably pissed a lot of you off. But I really don't care. This needed to be said. If you liked what you saw in this video and want me to explain what exactly is canon in Dragon Ball, like this video and subscribe. If not, then just dislike it and keep it moving. Thanks for watching.